Hello guys, welcome back to Christianity Reloaded. Today I'm gonna show you the the two best arguments against Islam and the two best arguments against Christianity. And by the end of the video, I will defend this best argument against Christianity, but I'm gonna leave the best argument against Islam for the Muslims to defend it. You know what I mean? And these two most the best argument against Islam, what I believe, my opinion, is the best. The rest of the argument you threw around to Islam is a waste of time. These two argument is the best. The rest of argument against them is a waste of time. And the number one, let me start with number two. And number two, because Muslims is all about their book. How do you know that the Quran is from God? This argument is I see many times when you ask Muslims this, they don't even, no one have asked them this kind of question before. It throws them off balance. They cannot give you a good answer. They cannot give you a convincing answer why they know that the Quran is from God. And on the same Quran as well, because the same question as if you ask them who wrote the Quran, they can't even give you a good answer for who wrote the Quran or how they know that the Quran is from God, except to tell you that the angel do this, he spoke to this and that, stuff like that. It's not convincing argument. And number one, this is the best argument against Muslims, is moral argument. When you talk about what their books, it's not even like you're going outside their book. You are looking into their books and see what they talk about morality in their book, especially when it comes to their prophet. The issue of marrying a child bride, 6-year-old, and consummating the marriage at 9 years. This is most Muslims doesn't want to engage in this argument. They run away from it immediately. If you want, if you're doing live show and you don't want them to come to your live show, bring this argument on. They will not, because they can't defend this, and it's not like you are going outside their books or their religion to bring their evidence against them. This evidence is there. It's coming from their own religion. You know what I mean? And there's no way you can go around it. That God can allow somebody to marry a 54-year-old man to marry a 60-year-old girl, Aisha. And their book was written. This is what we found in their book. There's no God cannot compromise for any man. Muhammad is too small for God to compromise on him. You know what I mean? This is moral argument, and this is not only about marrying a child bride. What about allowing their members to even have intimate with captured women, married women, captured. You capture them, you marry them. You not marry them, you capture them, you have intimacy with them and discuss them. And not only that, you look at when they talk about you can beat your wife. You know what I mean? And you cannot go to Old and New Testament and find anywhere that God instructed anyone to beat their wife or even their neighbor. You know what I mean? And this kind of moral argument, I believe, is what people listen to. Some goodwill Muslims listen to, and they leave the religion straight away. There's no way to go around it. But other arguments, apart from these two I gave, in my own opinion, is a waste of time. So because I said this is gonna be like, this is Muslim part now, I'm going into Christianity, the best argument against Christianity. And number one, let me start with number two. And number two is, why are there so many sects, so many denominations in Christianity? This is an argument that most Christians will struggle to tell you the answers. And let me jump to number two, because I don't want this video to be a long video. And number one, the best argument against Christianity is, why is it that majority of the Jews doesn't believe that Jesus was a Messiah or is a Messiah. Talk more of believing that Jesus is God. In Christianity paradigm, we believe that Jesus is God. That's our belief, our firm belief. If you don't believe that Jesus is God, you're not a Christian. And somebody might ask, why is it that most Jews, and that Jesus was a Jew, why is it that they didn't believe in him? That is even a Messiah, talk more of that is God. And this is like, this argument is what the Jews cannot get themselves around. You know what I mean? So, but I have a best refutation for this. You know what I mean? Because even the Jews that's gonna say that it's not a Messiah, they rely on a book, on their book, and what their book said. And for us Christians, we can look at our books, and we can look at our Christianity. We can look at the church, the institution, the church itself, and we can look at the book. And when we look at the book first, we see that Jesus claimed to, not like he claimed, he claimed that he will die and he will resurrect. He will be resurrected. He will resurrect himself from dead. And he did it. He died on third day and he resurrected. Even without knowing about any other thing about Jesus, or without even knowing about the Old Testament, this alone will make me believe that somebody is God. That like God, that this person that can able to do this is God. This alone can make me, for somebody to die and resurrected and come and eat and talk to people, and no one in history have done this before. And another thing is the church as well, because the church doesn't come out from nowhere, and then the church was founded based on resurrection. It's not based on first love. If it's based on something that didn't happen, you won't have church today. You would have died off. And so this best argument is refuted. I refute it. And another one, I don't think I have time to refute that one, is why there are many sects of Christians. We all have denominations. But the another easy refutation to this is that Jesus never promised that they will not have dissenters. You know what I mean? We don't have fake. You said that we have false prophets, false teachers that will come, and this is like, even a prophecy is fulfillment. And we see this, some of these denominations and sects are false teachers. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video. Peace.